In the small town of Gray, Maine, a developer pitched an ambitious plan called the Durganwood Subdivision. The proposal asked to clear a large tract of rural, old-growth forest to build 52 brand-new homes. Adding 52 homes to a rural area creates immediate pressure on municipal systems. It generates hundreds of new daily car trips on narrow, unpaved roads and brings a sudden influx of new students into the local school district. All of that requires the town to stretch its municipal budget immediately. They have to run snowplows on longer routes, upgrade road surfaces, and expand emergency response coverage to a previously undeveloped corner of the map. When residential construction happens quickly, it forces a municipality to provide public services much faster than it can collect the property taxes needed to pay for them. The existing infrastructure simply cracks under the sudden weight. To stop this rapid drain on resources, the town of Gray drafted a piece of legislation known as the Growth Management Ordinance, Chapter 409, going into effect on July 1, 2026. The ordinance places a hard ceiling on new housing, restricting the town to exactly 53 residential growth permits per fiscal year. If the Durganwood developer claims 52 permits for a single subdivision, it leaves exactly 1 permit for everyone else. By setting a hard cap, the local government removes the assumption that a developer has an automatic right to build. New housing becomes a strictly rationed town commodity. The town doesn't distribute those 53 permits in a giant lottery. They use strict geographic quotas to dictate exactly where new homes go. Looking at this zoning map, the permits are divided into district maximums: 32 for the rural and agricultural districts, 20 for the Leak District, 15 for commercial zones, and just a single permit for the protected wellhead area. If you add all of those district maximums together, they total 68. Because the absolute town-wide limit is still 53, developers in different zones are forced into a race to claim a piece of the total pool before it hits that hard limit and runs dry. By fragmenting the cap this way, the town board dictates the physical shape of their community. They decide which specific neighborhoods expand and which stay quiet. To prevent one massive project from draining the entire quota, the ordinance includes an anti-monopoly clause. No single person or corporate entity can receive more than 5 growth permits in a single fiscal year. For the Durganwood proposal, the math is brutal. Because they are capped at 5 permits a year, a 52-lot subdivision will now require over a decade to legally construct. Securing those 5 permits requires navigating a highly competitive bottleneck. Every July 1st, an online portal opens, and the permits are distributed on a strict first-come, first-served basis. This diagram illustrates the next hurdle, the 6-month clock. Once a developer gets a growth permit, they have exactly half a year to submit a complete set of building plans. If they miss the deadline, the permit expires and goes to the next applicant in line. These mechanics strip developers of the ability to control their own project schedules. They have to subjugate their financial models and construction timelines to the town's deliberate, measured pacing. But if you read the fine print of Chapter 409, you find deliberate loopholes where the 53 permit cap is completely waived. The first major exemption is for affordable housing projects. If a developer builds units meeting state affordable housing criteria, they require 0 growth permits. The second exemption is for accessory dwelling units, or ADUs. Homeowners can build secondary, smaller living spaces, like an apartment over a garage, on their existing property without needing a permit at all. The final exemption applies to geography. Any development located within the town's highly specific growth overlay district is entirely immune to the cap. These exemptions transform the ordinance into a targeted filter. It stalls sprawling subdivisions while allowing specific higher density projects to move forward without friction. A developer trying to build a massive rural subdivision faces over a decade of bureaucratic friction, online lotteries, and strict 6-month deadlines. An affordable housing builder faces none of that. This inverse relationship actively shifts the economic incentives for anyone looking to invest in Gray. The town makes what it doesn't want impossibly slow, and what it does want incredibly fast. Chapter 409 operates as a steering wheel rather than a wall. It allows the community to engineer exactly what type of housing gets built by manipulating time and convenience. Local zoning laws give a community precise control over its landscape. By dictating the pace and location of construction, towns design their own physical and demographic future.